3. What's up, everybody? This is Sean.
This is Alan.
And this is Inside the Square, the wrestling podcast, coming at you almost every other Saturday from sunny St. Mary's, California, Maryland. A lot going on, Big Daddy.
A lot.
But, we wanted to switch gears and talk about something different this week. I mean, we're still talking about wrestling, but we want to talk about our favorites. We want to start off, who's your favorite wrestler, Big Daddy?
Gunther.
Right now, it's Gunther.
Yeah.
Okay.
And second favorite, Obafemi.
Well, my favorite wrestler right now is probably the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. I'm glad he's back, and I think
the original Tribal Chief,
OTC. I think it's really important that we acknowledge that the void that he's that's been filled now that he's back.
It's different without him as champion.
I think a lot of people talk shit that when he was champion, they were saying that, we don't need him. He's sucking up the air in the room. He's this, he's that. And now look at you.
He was a locker room leader.
Look at you. Groveling on your hands and knees for him to come back. You talked all that smack about him being the Tribal Chief, being champ for 4 years, and now look at you.
Almost 4 years.
Now look at you. You want him back. You want him back in that pedestal. You want him back in that role.
Is he going to get back his title?
That remains to be seen. I'm pretty certain he's going to win the title again someday.
Maybe next year.
Maybe. Because he's too big of a name to not have a belt.
But if Cody turns heel, that has to be the problem.
So that's your current favorite. Those are our current favorite wrestlers. Also, one of my other current favorites is Swerve Strickland. That dude
so good.
Has been doing exceptional work over at AEW. For those who don't know, Swerve is the AEW heavyweight champion. Really good wrestler.
Very good.
I like that he's turned completely into a heel now.
Finally.
Very entertaining. That dude, I'm telling you, I saw his aura change when he wrestled, and I got to give him credit. Hangman Adam Page.
Hangman Adam Page was the man back then.
Well, he's the man now, but my point is, I kind of opened my eyes to what all this dude could be, because he is both of those guys, especially Swerve. Swerve is exceptional.
He's awesome. I think he's going to retain that belt.
I hope he retains it. He's been a breath of fresh air.
But Bryan Danielson, he's going to put up an amazing fight.
We'll see. But like I said, Swerve is exceptional, man. Mm-hmm. I'm glad that Tony Khan saw he saw what we saw.
Mm-hmm.
He gave him a shot, and he's been champ for a while now. I really like that. Now, all-time favorite. Who's your all-time favorite wrestler, Alan?
Dang, that's a rough one. But I have to say Okada.
All time?
No, Okada's great.
No. I'm saying your all-time favorite.
It's just like Obafemi. Obafemi is
Alan,
good.
these are current. You're listing current wrestlers. I'm talking about all time, man. Like John Cena.
I like The Rock.
Okay, got it. My all-time two favorite. Well, give me two. You said The Rock, and who else?
I gotta say, Randy Orton should be in the Hall of Fame.
Good. Hey, those are good. Those are solid picks, to be honest with you. And for those who don't know, Alan is in his very early 20s. So his the way he look at wrestling is a lot different than I would look at wrestling. My two favorite wrestlers all time: Bullet Bob Armstrong, rest in peace, Bullet, and the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
Rest in peace, him.
Rest in peace, Dusty Rhodes, American Dream, Virgin Runnels. Awesome wrestler. One of my favorite all-time wrestlers. First time I saw Bullet Bob Armstrong, I don't remember how old I was. I wasn't quite 10 yet, because Continental Wrestling used to come on Channel 20, where I come from in Alabama. and it was in Montgomery, Alabama, and they used to wrestle all over the South. And the Bullet was like their top headlining name. A lot of good wrestlers came through that organization. You know, Psycho Sid Vicious, Sergeant Slaughter, Junkyard Dog, Kevin Sullivan. A lot of dudes came through there, man. Lord Humongous, who, you know, later on became a big name. A lot of wrestlers, man. Adrian Adonis. Just, you know, I can go on, but to make a longer story short, we had a lot of good wrestlers come through there. But like I said, my favorite were the Armstrongs. Bullet Barb Armstrong. That dude was incredible. He was he went through Georgia, Alabama, all through the South. But the Armstrong family is like a wrestling dynasty where I come from. And Bullet Bob was like the leader of it. Just a really good in-ring performer, really good talker. He always went by the nickname, the Alabama Jawjacker. And that dude could really wrestle. He even pinned Ric Flair one time in a non-title match.
He actually did?
For the NWA Heavyweight Championship. Just special wrestler. Georgia Heavyweight Champion a bunch of times. Alabama Heavyweight Champion a bunch of times. Continental Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Champion a few times. And Dusty Rhodes, you know, I first saw him wrestling UWF. You don't know what that is. It was Ultimate Wrestling Federation or Unlimited, whatever the hell it was, but it's UWF. It was a promotion out of Texas. I used to see him wrestle Ric Flair and Barry Windham, the Freebirds. He had it, man. He had charisma. The American Dream had charisma, man. He was a good talker. He had a lisp, and he was deceptively athletic, man. It's a video of him I saw the other day back in the late 80s, early 90s playing basketball. Full court basketball. And the dude could go. He had the bionic elbow. He had the, just his whole shtick was, he's the son of a plumber, a working man. He's like that blue collar dude. And he always say, hey, I might not look like these bodybuilder types out here, but I can go out and wrestle. And his swagger was just off the chain, man. I love that dude. And that's why I think Cody's one of my favorite wrestlers now, too. Because I watched his dad growing up, and it was just something cathartic about watching him go in there and wrestle these giants and then tell the story in the ring about how, he's the ultimate underdog. And, eventually he became NWA Heavyweight Champion, just like Cody did. Which is, a belt that's not really valued as much as it used to be anymore. But in the old days, that 10 pounds of gold was the most prestigious heavyweight championship belt you could have. NWA Heavyweight Championship. So what do you like about The Rock so much?
It's just like, I like his gimmick. My favorite gimmick from him is the Final Boss gimmick.
That's a recent gimmick, though. But, he's been wrestling a long time.
Really long time.
I remember Alan has a couple older brothers, too. They used to like Rocky Maivia. He had that gimmick.
Yeah.
He's had a lot of gimmicks. But The Rock is, he's from a wrestling dynasty, too.
Like Hollywood Rock.
Yeah, Hollywood Rock. It's a lot of different versions of him. But, The Rock is...
Just The Rock.
Yeah, he's formative, man. He's a dude that they've built promotions off of. They built pay-per-views around. They got, he's a movie star. He's one of the world's biggest movie stars now. But, he came from more humble beginnings than we think. Because, his dad was a professional wrestler. His granddad was a professional wrestler. His mom, from my understanding, was a professional wrestler too. He comes from an athletic family. He played football at University of Miami. He got hurt. A guy by the name of Warren Sapp came in, who's now in Hall of Fame and never came back out. So, shout out to The Rock. The Rock has had one hell of a career, man.
Yeah, I think you should do it one more time.
What's your favorite match with The Rock?
It's a rough one. Stone Cold.
Yes, that's a good one.
Stone Cold.
That's a good one. That's my wife's favorite wrestler. Stone Cold Steve Austin.
And the Undertaker too.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
My favorite match with him was probably him and Brock Lesnar.
Oh, yeah, Brock Lesnar.
Slobber knocker. Really good match, man.
He put Brock Lesnar over.
He really did. He really did. It was entertaining to see. Even now, I always put The Rock up there because the dude could tell a story in the ring.
He can, yeah.
Tell a story in the ring.
And he had really good matches with Triple H.
He's had classic matches with Triple H.
Yeah.
That was probably his biggest rival besides Stone Cold.
Yeah.
Probably his biggest rival. I really like Triple H too. He's been to some different iterations too. When he was in WCW to when he first debuted in WWE to now. I mean, now he's like chief creative officer, but he's a special dude.
CEO.
Yeah, he's a special dude, man. Triple H. So, okay, who's your favorite woman wrestler?
Oh my gosh, that's a tough one. It's so tough for me. All women wrestlers are always good. But if I have to pick three...
Okay. Go for it.
Number 3 has to be Roxanne Perez.
That's kind of recent, but okay. Go ahead.
And number 2... It's a tough one, but I have to say Bianca Belair is 2.
That's a good one. She's really good.
Number 1... Ooh, it's tough on number 1. It's tough, but I like Bayley.
Those are 3 solid picks, man. Mm-hmm. My top 3 would be.
I was gonna say Nia Jax, but my mind's like she's top 4.
She's really good too.
Yeah,
I like Nia Jax.
Yeah,
and she's come back from being released to coming back and winning Queen of the Ring, and then now
she's a lot safer.
She's a lot more safe than she was.
Yeah, in the first go round.
So my top 3, I would put, even though she's kind of young in the game, Bianca Belair would be number 3. My top person, Molly Holly. She could go, man.
I thought you were going to say Tiffany Stratton.
No, Molly Holly. For people who don't know, Molly Holly was one of the original diva. Well, I wouldn't say original divas, but she was a diva. But she was
original.
She was really good in the ring, man.
Yeah, I've seen her in the ring. She's pretty good.
She's a backstage producer now, but she was really good.
Yeah.
The Hollies were something different, man. She could go.
Yeah.
And my favorite women wrestler was, believe it or not, was Lita.
Lita, yeah.
I used to love to see her with the Hardy Boys. I know it sounds oxymoronic,
It like the Edge and Matt Hardy Lita thing.
Yeah.
That was such a very good storyline. That's my favorite one.
Well, that was one of them, but Lita always used to put herself in danger. Like she would jump off of shit. And that's what I always kind of admired about her, and I would say, she won and Trish Stratus would be 1A.
Trish Stratus.
Because Trish was like, she was eye candy, but then later on, she kind of proved, hey, I can wrestle too.
Yeah.
And she kind of...
And then she, semi-retired.
She has adult children.
Yeah.
But she still come out and she wrestled. She gave Becky Lynch one hell of a match, man.
Yes.
But Lita... Trish Stratus, those 2 are like 1 and 1A because they were like the early phase of like they were transitioning out of the diva stage to a professional wrestling stage.
What's in the 2000s or something?
Yeah. Well,
early 2000s?
Late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
Honorable mention to Natalya and Beth Phoenix, the Glamazon. Beth Phoenix was special.
Awesome.
And Michelle McCool.
Like, she's not with the company no more.
She's not with the company anymore, but she could really wrestle, man.
Yeah.
Beth Phoenix was a good wrestler. Natalya was a pretty good technical wrestler, too.
Yeah, you were just a little hard on her. She's like...
I think her gimmick had kind of worn on me.
Yeah.
Her gimmick had worn on me.
Like, her gimmick, she needs to change it a little bit.
Something. I like Michelle McCool because she was just different. She could just wrestle.
Yeah.
She could beat people up. And she was a different kind of athlete.
I liked her as a heel.
I like Michelle McCool as a heel, too.
Not as a face.
I think it kind of threw me off because she was so tall.
Yeah.
And she had the front kicks. She could submit people. She had a lot of the suplexes. I was like, holy shit, she can wrestle.
And she had the Styles Clash or something.
Yeah, she was really good.
Yeah.
I think she's one of those those people who were between the diva age and the modern age.
Unforgotten.
They're kind of forgotten that they were so good.
Yeah,
I think Michelle McCool was great.
I think we should have a women's evolution too, in my opinion.
Maybe. So we just went off that tangent. But who's in your Mount Rushmore? The top 4 wrestlers you would put on a mountain?
This is a rough one.
No, I'm listening, man.
Number 4, it has to be Rey Mysterio.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a really good one.
In number 3, The Undertaker.
That's a really good one.
In number 2, I gotta go with John Cena.
Damn, those are really good ones.
And number 1, Randy Orton.
That's fair. All right, my Mount Rushmore. And people don't kill me because I know he's a piece of crap. But Hulk Hogan.
I saw that coming.
He would be on the Mount Rushmore because he kind of took the company into the modern era. He went from they went from the territories to being on TV every week.
Yeah.
To
Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
To selling out arenas.
Yeah.
So I would put Hogan 1. 2 would be Ric Flair.
He should have been 1.
Ric Flair. I think Ric Flair and Hogan could 1 or 2. You could probably see them 1 or 2, and you could switch them over, and you would still be okay.
Fair. That's fair.
The third person I would put is The Rock.
Oh, he should have been 2.
The Rock could be number 1.
Yeah.
And I think my fourth person would be John Cena.
I thought you were going to say Batista.
Cena was a more transformational champion. Oh, yeah. And another thing, Cena transcends wrestling.
He actually does. He knows how to do a storyline really good.
Well, he does storylines really well when he wrestles, but he's also a movie star. He's comedic relief in a lot of different things. He does commercials.
My favorite Cena feud has to be with Randy Orton.
I like this feud with Brock Lesnar, even though it's kind of one-sided.
Oh, yeah. Super Cena versus the world.
Yeah. But those are my 4. That's my Mount Rushmore. Who's your Mount Rushmore? For the listeners. Let us know. Who would you like to see in WWE that's not in WWE right now, currently?
Ooh, that's a rough one.
I'm listening.
I like to see the Lucha Bros come.
That'd be interesting. That's interesting. That's real interesting.
And Ricky Starks.
I seen a report. It's reported that Ricky Starks, once his AEW contract is up, is going to be in WWE.
Maybe with Cody.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Maybe as Cody's mouthpiece.
Cody really doesn't need a mouthpiece. He's a really good talker.
What about Paul Heyman?
I can see Paul Heyman. Paulie dangerously doing that. Who I would like to see? I really would like to see Josh Alexander in WWE.
Like
the walking weapon.
Like as Ethan Page's mouthpiece.
Josh Alexander is a better wrestler than Ethan Page.
Ethan Page has been doing good.
Listen to me out. I think Josh Alexander is a better wrestler than just about most of the people on WWE roster.
Yeah.
How about that?
What if he goes against Obafemi?
I would pay to see that.
Yeah.
I would pay to see that. For those who don't know, Al and I, we went to Raw Monday night in Baltimore a few Monday or so ago.
A lot of people.
It was sold out, 14,000 people.
And it was hot.
CMFG Arena. It was hot, but,
it was worth it.
It was worth it. And shout out to Baltimore and shout out to the fans that we sat around. I mean, it was one of the most... It was funny. It was very productive.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, man, nothing beats it. Because that's where you know where your people are at.
But the Hampton, Virginia one was pretty good.
Yeah, we went to one last year in Hampton, Virginia. This one was a lot different. But
different.
Like I said, the people is what made the whole event for us.
Yes.
They were what made the event for us. They were so... It was so much camaraderie.
And we saw Gunther.
Yeah, we saw Gunther. We saw Randy Orton. We saw the Wyatt Six. We saw a lot of different people.
And Chad Gable.
And we saw Bronson Reed destroy
Seth Rollins with 6 tsunamis.
It was crazy. But like I said, shout out to the fans who were there. You kind of made the whole event just a pleasure.
And shout out to Bronson Reed.
Yeah, everybody was super nice, man.
Yeah.
The arena staff was really accommodating.
And they know what they're doing.
And no fights broke out. No
Nope.
nothing. They escorted one drunk dude out.
Yeah,
but,
let's not talk about that.
But that was, he didn't really start any mess. He was just too drunk.
Yeah, that's
Didn't try
scary.
to fight nobody. It was scary, but he didn't try
It
to
was
fight
scary,
nobody.
yeah.
No one got in a fight. Even outside the arena, it was just, if you've been to a wrestling show, you know what I'm talking about. Everyone's screaming stuff and just having a good time, man.
When I try not to laugh sometimes.
Yeah, but that's how you know you found your people, man.
Yeah.
When you have fun and, you paid your money, you got your money's worth.
We were pretty close.
Yes, I really enjoyed that event.
But next time we have to be a little bit closer.
So who's your favorite tag team, Big Daddy?
I have some really
All
good-
time. You give me your top 3 all-time favorite tag teams.
I don't want you getting mad at my top 3. Like
I'm not
number
mad.
3.
No, do you think?
Okay, number 3 has to be FTR.
They're good. They're good.
And number 2, DIY.
That's interesting. Okay.
And number 1, day one-ish, the Usos.
That's valid. Those are valid.
Yeah.
Those are valid. Those are really valid, actually. My top 3, number 1, Legion of Doom, the Road Warriors. What's up?
Never saw them wrestle.
I know you're young, but they were my day 1. Number 2, New Day.
New Day is so good.
Yes.
I was going to put them 1, but my mind's like, the Usos are a lot better than New Day.
And number 3, I'm gonna go in a different direction, and probably a little bit older than what you know. The Fabulous Freebirds, Bam Bam Terry Gordy, Michael P.S. Hayes. I'm telling you, the Freebirds were something special. If you've never seen them, and I think you've never seen them,
No.
please Google some YouTube. Go on YouTube. Look up Freebirds. Look up Bam Bam Terry Gordy.
I never saw the Steiner brothers wrestle.
They were good too.
You were going to say top 1, no?
I think they could be in the top 3. It's just that I feel like the Road Warriors are a little bit better than them.
Yeah, I have to agree.
I really do, and I think
I agree with you.
And I think the New Day, because they stayed around so long
Almost for a decade.
as a group in some iteration, and they've won so many different belts.
Yeah. Kofi won the WWE Championship. Big E won the...
Well, I'm not talking about the individual accolades. I'm talking about as a group.
I'm excited for Xavier Woods to turn heel.
Yeah, I think also, some honorable mentions should be gone to Demolition. I know you don't know what I'm talking about. APA, they were really good. Acolyte Protection Agency. And also Undisputed Era.
They were so good.
Undisputed Era.
I was going to say them.
Yeah, and I think over in TNA, I really like what Moose is doing with the system.
And it works.
The system, they go beat people ass. I love it.
They're always on television.
They're always on
every
TV.
week.
And Moose he's doing it, man. Even without a belt, he's moving the needle.
Yeah. I think him losing the belt, it should have been against Joe Hendry.
I kind of agree with you.
Nick Nemeth's usually like second.
Nick Nemeth kind of deserved that belt, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad he recovered from getting let go from WWE. He's a really good wrestler.
He knows what he's doing.
Exactly, and he knows how to
He's
manipulate the crowd.
winning a lot of belts in the indie circuit lately.
Well, good for him, man.
Yeah.
Good for him. He deserves it. He deserves it. What's your favorite thing you like about wrestling, Big Daddy?
The storylines.
I like the storylines too, man. I really like the storylines. I like the storytelling. I think it's a good form of entertainment, and it's a lot. Go ahead.
My favorite storyline of all time is the Bloodline storyline.
Recent, but it's been ongoing for years.
Yeah.
My favorite storyline all time was probably the Brawl for All. It was
Brawl for All.
Yes. Oh, you never heard the Brawl? Yes, you have.
No.
Okay. Okay. Let me break it down to you, Barney style. The Brawl for All was a stupid ass idea that Vince got talked into by a Bradshaw, by John Bradshaw Layfield, JBL as we call him, and it was supposed to be like a shoot fighting tournament or boxing tournament, like who's the toughest some bitch in the locker room type deal. So they went to like a round robin system where they fight each other, and they thought JBL was going to win,
But no.
but no.
He didn't win.
Bart Gunn destroyed him, and he beat the guy they thought were going to win was Steve Williams, Dr. Death Steve Williams.
Dr. Steve Williams?
No, they call him Dr. Death Steve Williams.
Oh.
You might not never seen him.
No, I never saw him.
Really good wrestler.
Only Bradshaw, that's all.
Oh, Steve Williams came to the WWE a little bit after, a little bit past his prime, and he had a lot of injuries because he played football for Oklahoma.
Yeah.
But to make a longer story short, Bart Gunn annihilated him, beat that dude almost to death.
Yes.
Destroyed him, and he was never the same after that fight.
He was never the same. JBL was never the same.
No, JBL was the same because JBL got his ass knocked out too. But
Yeah.
the Godfather, it was a whole group of them. But Google it on YouTube; it's very entertaining. And see, it was unscripted too. So whoever won the fight really won the fight.
Yeah.
And Bart Gunn would annihilate people. He was the better boxer out of all of them dudes. But Vince had, he always got his get back. So what he did was he put it for a big pay-per-view. I don't know if it was SummerSlam or WrestleMania. It was a big event.
I think it was SummerSlam.
So he put him in there with a real boxer by the name of Butterbean. And Butterbean
destroyed him.
So you know what I'm talking about now, don't you?
Yeah, I saw the boxing match.
I showed it to you.
I thought it was pretty stupid.
Yeah, it was. And so he had him take Bart Gunn out in a round, just almost beat him to death. It was bad.
Like, Butterbean wasn't playing.
You could see the difference between a professional boxer and a dude that just boxed for a little bit.
Yeah.
Because Butterbean's hand-eye coordination was different, his speed was different, his power was incredible.
Different. He was built different.
And he beat the hell out of Bart Gunn. And that was like Bart Gunn, that was his punishment for winning the Brawl for All. That was one of my favorite feuds.
Like, that was his receipt.
It ain't right the way Vince did that guy.
Yeah.
But it happened.
It did.
It happened.
Yeah, it did.
But that was one of the best storylines I can remember. Got a couple updates before we log off. I know we're going a little bit long. NXT is moving to CW.
I think that's a good move.
I think it's a good move too.
Very great move.
I think CW give them more reach because guess what CW is? It's free. You don't need cable or DirecTV to watch it.
Nope.
You can watch it over the airwaves, and that's going to introduce a lot more people to NXT. I really do. I really believe that's a good move.
Yep.
Raw is moving to Netflix next year, January 2025. What do you think of that?
I don't know about that.
I think that's a big deal, man.
I'm iffy about it a little.
I think it's a good thing, and I think it can, as long as it stays family friendly.
And PG-13.
Yeah, as long as it stays PG-13, I think they're going to attract new fans. Because it's a lot of people don't have cable TV.
Yeah,
a lot of people cut the cord.
Dominic Mysterio should be careful about PG-13.
Well, we're going to see. I think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
But I like the direction that wrestling is going now. It's a lot. You can. It's another YouTuber, or a YouTuber. She pointed this out. Hey, look, we got wrestling Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
That's almost a full-time schedule.
Yes.
Instead of Sunday.
And we got YouTube. So we can watch stuff we don't normally watch.
Yeah.
So, we're in a golden age of wrestling and streaming services now. So we can watch a lot of different things and we can experience a lot of different storylines. So, if you got a favorite or you need a favorite, put your TV on, watch it, see what you like. I guarantee you'll find something. I guarantee you'll find something. But thanks. I know today was a little different than what we normally do. We talk about current events and stuff like that. But I want, to see where we're at, what we think about wrestling. And what do you think about wrestling? It's important to us, and I know it's important to you. So drop us a line at SeanDGraham@yahoo.com. Until next time, see you down the road.
Bye.
Peace, y'all.